OG, Ron Harris. Talk to us, Ron Harris.
When they integrate that way, they're gonna cut. Because see, the thing is, anytime you merge two corporations like that, Kraft Food bought Oscar Mayer out. They bought out General Foods. They bought a lot of the heavyweights out there. Because I was working with, so I started with General Mills back in 1974. Okay, back in the day, I was the second black executive that they had in the food industry, and I came in beyond not because of affirmative action, because of the fact that they brought in a lot of black guys that really did well in college, and especially here in the Midwest in Detroit, from guys from Michigan State, Wayne State. And the bottom line is this: there's been so many mergers in the last 20 years that's been to the point in the food industry. There's only probably about 5 major companies still standing. General Mills, Kraft Food, Kellogg is still there. Yep. And the bottom line is that's what's happening because of what they did when they were international back in the early 90s. When even the automotive boys started going to China, because I was there doing some stuff with them. And the bottom line is they went there, and the Chinese beat them out a lot of their intellectual properties. Not only in the automotive industry, but they did that also in the grocery industry and a lot of other industry, because American corporations looking for a market where they can have cheap labor to produce their products. Let them do the manufacturing. We're going to be into technology and assembly. I mean, especially in the automotive industry. And that's why, Ford, all the big boys are now transitioning from gas engine to electricity. That's why Biden was in town last week.
So Ron, finish your story. Tell us about the AHA, and let me throw this in. Guess what? What you talked about, who made that possible in America? Shout out to the legend, Reginald F. Lewis, who was the first man on the planet
no doubt,
to do a leverage buyout internationally for $1 billion.
Well, it was crazy because he got it. He brought from
PLC Beatrice Food.
To Beatrice and stuff like that. And see, that's why I got involved with the CBD things, because of the fact that right now they're looking for alternative to make people well outside of the drug business, because drugs are getting so expensive right now. And the side effects of the drugs, because people now are at a point where they understand, you're telling me that you're going to make me well, but I got to take 15, 16 different side effects.
Right. Hey, OG, hold up for a second. Let Ron finish telling his aha moment. Let Ron finish telling his aha moment.
I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'll do that. Go ahead.
Ron, I appreciate that insight, bro. So then I would say that. So then to your point, Ron, just kind of understanding, Dell, there is a bit of self-preservation, right? Because everyone has some financial responsibilities through a spouse, family, friends, associates. Right. So if there's an opportunity for you to save and continue to provide for those people that are counting on you, my guess is we'll probably all make that decision. Right. So these guys said, no, sir. No. We are talking about profitability. So we're coming to the States and we're starting at the top and we're going to work our way down. We starting at the top because that's where the long paper is. Right. So we're going to start to get rid of presidents, VPs, senior directors, and the folks that are actually responsible for manufacturing the product and selling the product. We're going to keep their jobs, right? So while on this vacation, I said to myself, I'm not certain I'm going to survive this one. And more importantly, and this is going to sound selfish, but I know my personality. I said to my family, I said, look, I'm not certain what my future is, but what I can't afford for me to hear is from someone at that organization bring me into a room and tell me, Ron, today's your last day. We appreciate your years of service, but we no longer have a place for you. Me hearing that simply gives them too much control, too much leverage over my destiny, right? So I said, I want to walk out with my head up. So I suggested to my family, here's the position that we're in now. Here's what I would like to do. And I talked it over with people that are close to me and their opinions I respect. And I simply said, I'm going in to the office after our spring break, and I'm going to ask for 3 things. And it's going to be in this order: severance package, severance package, and my job, in that order. And they said, but Dad, you said severance twice. I understand, because that is my highest priority at this point. Dad wants a severance package because I'm going to use that excess money and capital to ensure that we can meet our financial obligations daily. And then that allows your dad to feel comfortable to create his own business.
So how were you when that happened, Ron? And what gave you the faith to jump into that entrepreneurial, full time? And could it have anything to do with your associations with some guys like us or your wife? Because a lot of people watching this program have seen all these people. Oh, I just jumped out, became entrepreneur, became successful, didn't have a plan. But so we're all coming from a different point of view. And this is what I like. Leonard Ray never really went the formal route. I went for a minute and realized that was a bunch of bull, and I got my ass up out of there. And then you did it reluctantly. And then the OG, Ron Rich, he grabbed the pension, and people thought he was crazy as hell. And he pulled hundreds of thousands of dollars of pension and went out and bought millions of dollars of real estate. So what was the aha moment that gave you the comfort that, because, when we met, man, you were strictly corporate dude. I don't even know how we even got along, to be honest with you.
Dale, good point. Good point. And yes, I'm telling you, you look me up in the dictionary, corporate professional, I'm like this. You see what I'm saying?
And them the kind of people that live away to get their money, and he be trading millions of dollars for it.
Bro, I ain't upset in the gravy train. I'm good. So Dale, look, man, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it because that's not why people are here.
No, bro. Hey, this is Bet on Black.
Yes.
Dream, family, legacy, real talk, no bullshit. Bring it to us, Ron B.
So look, I would love to tell you that I woke up with a premonition. I would also love to tell you that I got a lot of encouragement from my wife. Nah. How many people have seen the TV show? Y'all probably don't watch a lot of TV, but in my spare time, I get some in. Show called Wipeout, right? Wipeout. It's a show called Wipeout.
Oh, you talking about that game show?
The game show called Wipeout.
Okay. I saw it when it first came on.
This obstacle, people are throwing stuff at them. Right?
Yeah. They be getting knocked out from the water.
There's this one part, Dale, in that, and this is my aha moment. Okay. I'm gonna explain it to you. In Wipeout, the obstacle course leads you to these big, giant red balls.
Oh, right? Yeah, I love those.
And the contestant breaking their necks on this. Yes, they gotta run across the red balls. You know what I'm saying? Run across the bouncy red balls. So invariably, Dale, people climb up the ladder, get to the platform, and stop in front of the red balls. And they start looking like, how am I going to approach this? But what happens, Dale, is they wait too long. And behind them is a big red boot. And it kicks them. Pushes their ass over the red balls. And they fall, Dale. But on cue, we all know what happens when they fall. They get their ass back up. So Dale, for me, it was simply being in a situation where I really had no other choice, right? And someone pushed me and I had no choice but to land on my feet. And when you do eventually jump or someone pushes you, then you realize what you're truly capable of. Because the fact of the matter is we all had success in whatever our field was. Somehow we don't think that translates. No, bullshit. That absolutely does translate. You weren't successful in that field because you had a great smile, Ron, although you do. You know what I'm saying? You absolutely still had to put points on the board, right? So what's to say that now that the widget's different, the product or the service is different, bruh, it's still a car, still got a steering wheel in most cases. Buttons are in just different locations, but at the core of it, the fundamentals are the same. right? So it just takes you a moment or two, me specifically, to realize you have a gift, Ron. You survived that world. You've got a tremendous amount of training. You've got this working capital as a safety net to allow you to make some risky ass choices and become this entrepreneur. And then, oh, by the way, you get the buy-in from the people most important to you, your spouse, your kids, your mom and dad. And my dad more specifically, because he's another finance dude. It's like, son, go for that. And that's all the encouragement that I needed, because I knew that I had the goods to pull it off. I just had to remain patient and diligent. And eventually I would get to the other side.
OG, you got to unmute yourself, OG. You're gonna become the Living Ray of this show.
Yeah. God, I don't even feel bad.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man, because I'm learning from you young men. Old guy here been for a while, you know. Hey.
Man, check this out. When I met the OG Ron Harris, that was in 2006, 2007. And we were putting together the P. Diddy event. And, you know, we spent a lot of money. This was our first time getting out on the landscape doing entertainment. But Ron, he had this product called the Buddy Mate. I think you got it with you. Why don't you show us that Buddy Mate? I mean, here's what I'm excited about.
Table here. The Buddy Mate.
Guys, that we all have genius inside of us. And once we can be put in a conducive environment, our genius can explode and blossom beyond our imagination. And institutional operations, their job is to dummy you down and put fear in your mind. Because what you're talking about, Ron B, is you had to overcome fear because you had the skill, because you were managing $1 billion portfolio for them clowns.
Mm-hmm.
But they indoctrinated you like the pachyderm, who when he's small, they tie it and tether it, and it's not strong enough to break off that nail, and they keep beating it down mentally. And then when it becomes that bull lion, elephant, it's subconsciously defeated for the rest of his life.
Yeah, Adele, that's so true, man, because the last few years, and like I said, man, for me personally, and I say this all the time, it was my best experience, hands down. And I think we all know what really makes those types of experiences really valuable. It's the relationships, right? It's the people that we work with. So for me, man, it was a massive opportunity for me just to kind of expand my brand. But to your point, Dale, for like the last 4 to 5 years of my corporate journey, I did feel exactly like that. My example was I felt like this caged lion. Like literally, I felt like this caged lion in a zoo, right? The environment was comfortable. The money was consistent, right? I didn't have any concerns. There was great flexibility, but I still felt a little out of place, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I just realized that I was bigger than this box, right? And we all have to realize that there are confinements within this box. They set the parameters around your roles and responsibility, your earning potential, right? Let me say that again. They set the parameters because we're playing within their box. So I said, at some point, I've got to go out and create my own box and have other people kind of buy into my system, right? So again, I'm telling you, I felt like this cage line. I was like, yo, I got to get out at some point.
Man, that is phenomenal. So now that we've got the backstory on all of us, we want to come back and then let's start getting in and chopping it up. And let's talk about what's going on today, how we help people, what's unique about our perspective as business people from 4 different generations, so that we can give people insights, because I think that a lot of people out here are going to meet in these phases and they're going to come to understand it. So we'll be right back after word from our sponsors after this message. All right, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to, Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy. And what we want to do now is we're going to start talking about, the relationships, the fellowship, and family balance, because I think a lot of people have challenges with that as entrepreneurs. When they're married, they're dating, they're single, and how do you do that? And we want to be able to hear that from all perspectives. So, hey, Nick, why don't you chime in, since you're the grasshopper on the show, and you'll be the grasshopper for a while. But if you're wise enough, like Big Brother Leonard, the preacher, says, you're taking his nuggets from these veterans on here. You better get out. So tell us about, man, how you are navigating as a young upstart, learning entrepreneurship, about balance, family, and fellowship.
Yeah, so sure. Well, so I mean, when it comes to family, I think my immediate family is most important. That takes precedence. My parents, they're in their early to mid 60s. So now that I'm an adult, I feel that I have an even stronger connection to them now. Now that I'm an adult too. So I make it a point to make it a priority to spend as much time with them as possible and to soak up as much as I can from them. So I start with that family, then I move on to my extended family, which would be this family right here, these circle of brothers right here, yep. And soak up whatever I can from them. And that's always been a thing for me. I've always been around older people, even as a kid. And since this is a men's show, I've always been around men, no matter where I was. If I was at home, my father was there. There was other men in the neighborhood. My friends, their fathers were around. I played sports. I had, men as coaches. I was in church. There were men. There were still men in the church, not as many as they were back then now, but growing up, I was.
You're gonna get Leonard Ray upset about that. Don't say that.
That's facts. You saying facts.
Because the church, I hate to tell you, but the church is flaming right now. I hate to tell you, the church is on fire, literally.
Yeah. So to specify that, not just men, but real masculine men.
Right. Thank you.
I got to specify
alpha masculine men who gonna raise boys to be men who are heterosexual. So if you upset that I said that, hey, go take a long walk off a short pier. Okay.
Yep.
So get that on the way home.
Yep. So all those men now, they're aging out. So they're not as many of them left anymore. But but like I said, I always had men around. So and I was always soaking up that knowledge. So the funny thing about that, let me talk about this too, about some of the game that a lot of these people that get on YouTube and social media, a lot of these men improvement and
so hold up for a second. Take this out, guys. Take this out. How old are you, Nick?
I'm 30.
So when you met me, how old were you?
I was 27 to 28, around there. 28, I think. Yeah.
So you're half my age almost.
Yep.
You're half my age.
When I was looking at him, but we on like a video, like to the left, I thought I saw some almond milk right here. That's how young you is. Was I the only one to catch that shit? Goddamn almond milk.
Man. He still got milk on his breath.
Right, this generation, they don't even drink regular vitamin D. They drink that goddamn almond milk here.
Right. Soy milk, almond milk. They don't drink real drinks like we drink. But what's so funny, man? Here's what I love about this is that here's the common theme here. What Leonard Ray said, when he was 18, he was around real freaking men.
Yeah.
And then you said you've always been around real freaking men. So here's the problem on this freaking social media. We got these knucklehead betas out here in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, still acting like they 15, 18, 21 years of age, smoking blunts, claiming they living their best life, but you ain't doing nothing but promoting destructive images for young black boys who gonna become just like you, which is actually gonna be the number one reason, not because of systematic racism, this actually gonna keep them where they are. But back to you, Ron. Back to you, Nick. So man, I'm so excited about this program that dude, we gonna talk about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So here's the thing. Chime in whenever you got something to say, guys. Just say it.
Good. Because Nick's background, it's still unusual.
Yeah,
and you would hate to say that, you know what I'm saying? Because he had a great background with that many men, role models in his life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you named a number of different places where you were still exposed to men.
Everywhere I
most
went.
of us were raised by women. You know what I'm saying? And the fortunate ones had both in their lives. You know what I'm saying? So Nick, your background, man, is phenomenal. So I'm right on.
I definitely recognize that
dichotomy in of itself, because OG Ron Rich, he came from a 2-parent household. I was in a 2-parent household from my adolescence for about 6 years. I mean, I'm talking about from 0 to 25.
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
Most of my time, my mother, single parent, was divorced 3 times before her last marriage, which she's been in for 35 years.
Yeah.
I pretty much is a product of a single family household. I think the same way for you, right, Leonard?
Yeah, it was pretty much. I mean, my mom was kind of the same boat. She got married a lot. Love her to death. But, I learned my game. I didn't get closer to my father until like pretty much after high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was what it was. We're extremely cool now. We were on the phone the other day, and my father will be 70 in a couple of weeks. And he says, I'm like, you've done everything you wanted to do. And he called me because he was upset because they was taxing him. What's wrong?
What'd you say, Lenny?
I'm paying more taxes now than I did when I was working.
You talking about taxes?
I got you.
I said, Dad, you work too much money.
With the right CPA, believe me.
Yeah, I said that. You work too much money now.
I mean, you pay taxes because you want to, but get the people that show you how you don't have to pay taxes in your business. Because that's always right. Donald Trump was one of the best of them that know how to write off shit. And Dale can tell you, you pay taxes when you have, you pay less when you have losses. There's a way that you can have losses and still make money.
Yeah. See, it was all good.
I pay taxes, but not a lot.
Before he knew all this game. See, I managed my father's portfolio. See, he didn't have a real estate portfolio. See, now he has a real estate portfolio. So I'm like, Dad, you paid everything off. That's not the American dream.
Right.
Yeah, but we don't. But Len, you can control the receipts that you take care of and all that. See, this is what they do. They write big ass receipts and talk about this is what I paid out. When you're self-employed, those are the advantages that you have when you got the right CPA doing your numbers and shit, man. Yeah. Seriously. Because the thing is, that's why the big boys want low taxes. Because they don't pay taxes. And see, the lower they are, then they can get away with how much they pay when they do pay. And that's the name of the game, man. So, I mean, you guys better do y'all thing. And I love it because we're talking to, like Ryan, you guys, I'm so proud of you guys stepping out of corporate America. I was there for 22 years. And doing your own thing. Because once you step out the door, time's going to tell you your story. See, I'm 73. Been out here for a while. I've done a lot of different things internationally. And that's why when I talk to young men, I love the fact you've had that corporate background. I had it. And let me say this. It taught me a lot. And it opened up a lot of doors to me, too, because of the fact that having that background. And, you guys, man, I really respect what you're doing, becoming entrepreneurs, because everybody can't do that. Because when the buck stops, it's at you. And the older you get, you got to keep that image going. You got to make that business successful. And time will tell you who the hell you are. Because at 73, and Dell know me. And I've been blessed to have a few things along the way. But I'll say this. Anything I can share with what I know, and excuse me for whatever I do, because I love everybody. My thing is about taking it to another level for us all. Because God gave me the time to do that. And that's what I'm here to do, is share and care. I'm going to go from there. I'll let you guys go back to it. That's all the old man had to say.
Yeah, so Nick, man, I want to finish your story. I just wanted to chime in, man, because when I hear you say you had that many male influences, and please, for the women that are listening to this as well, that is not at all minimizing the massive effort it would have taken you to raise a young man, right? A massive effort, twice the effort, right? But the fact that you had so many male influences in your life, I'm not at all surprised at where you're at. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's critically important to have those inputs from male figures in your life.
Oh man, it's imperative. Check this out, Nick. I'm gonna let you chime in and finish your story, but here's the deal. See, on this social medium, we're racing to the bottom. And in that race to the bottom, since our culture dictates everything in the world in economics, it is imperative that we show these examples of young black men like Nick, who have been brought up in a right environment of males that are real men, that he gets that nugget, because typically somebody his age, he's out there flossing and doing all this stuff. Now, let me get this before you even chime in, meaning these pundits. Hey, man, sow your oats, but be responsible in sowing your oats, because everybody does that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again. Sow your oats. Go through your rite of passage, but have the right, leaders, mentors in front of you to show you the blueprint of real success. And that's imperative, because right now we have a conflict resolution in our class because the black man has been, eliminated from the black family. And what we're doing right here, this is the exception, except for the rule. But it's the rule for us because that's the way we were raised.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So with that, you have somebody that he's plugged in. Here's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about to see Nick Westbrook's when he's Lynn's age. Yeah. I'm excited about when he gets to Ron B age, when he gets to my age, and then when he gets to Ron Rich age, because he's going to have impact over millions of people.
Scary.
You know what I'm saying?
Scary. Right.
And check this out. The adversary, Satan, Lucifer, whoever you want to call them, institutional racism, they want to prevent that shit from happening. Yeah. They want to have these betas out here talking about, I'm smoking blunts, I got 400 million cars, hoes and bees and all this, while they got their arm up your back telling you to lead our people over the cliff like lemmies. Yeah. They don't want to see these conversations. Back to you, Nick.
Yep. Yeah, it was only two more things I wanted to add. I want to go back to what you mentioned in the original question about the family. But first, while I was mentioning about these social media influencers and pundits, it's been so bad that the internet, men on the internet had to start up a movement to reinforce these principles again. And it's so crazy that these guys, they haven't been exposed to it before. So what they're hearing, they think is groundbreaking. But when I hear it, I'm like, man, this is what the OGs been, taught me, 15, 20 years ago. Just about staying focused on your purpose, focusing on your education and your business first before you worry about women, just simple stuff, Yeah. I'm like, I learned this when I was 10 years old.
It's a famous line It's a famous line from a movie, yo. It was I think I Love My Wife, and Chris Rock. And he was getting interrogated by his boss because he wasn't showing up for work. And this line is so prevalent. He said, yo, you will never lose money. You will always lose money chasing women, but you will never lose women chasing money.
Oh,
there it is.
Hey, when we play this back, can we get an explosion?
Oh, say that again?
Or something? Right. Explosion or period.
I make sure I got it.
That was a mic drop right there.
No doubt.
Explosion or period.
Wait. Hold up. Everybody quiet. Say that again, bro.
No. You will never lose women chasing money, but you will always lose money chasing women.
Chasing women.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Okay. Because if they don't like you, they will break you. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
Let me get in your circle right. I'm getting your circle right.
Let them chase you. Because when you get your shit together, they will chase you.
They will chase you.
They will chase you.
Man,
You mean you mean in this lion's den, right? In the lion's den, you mean to tell me the gazelles will be chasing the lions? Is that what you're saying?
No doubt. Because see, when your money is right and you tight, you riding right and all this shit, I know. Because see, like I said, 73 years, you better tell them, Dale, old man's been doing it for a long time, baby. Because when you got it together, they like you. See,
this is what I'm talking about.
You know what? When you talk out of your pocket, they will talk to you. But one thing about it, when you put something in your pocket, they will stay with you.
Damn, another one. Say that again.
Listen.
When you talk out of your pocket,
that's
they
gonna be
will
like
fuck
a
with
whole
you.
nother
But when they talk about
conversation.
putting something in your pocket, then they with you.
Hey,
That's what they gotta come to the table. Cause see, a lot of women I deal with, they say, look, baby, cause like you gotta go, I'm gonna try to make more. I'm with you because you showing me you got it. And I tell them, show me what you can bring to the table. See, men chase is pussy, but pussy like a motherfucker that know how to fuck them. And I'm just gonna tell you like they are. I'm just gonna be taking from all player now. I ain't talking about you gotta go out there and do dumb shit. But when you mentally compatible, we got it going on. Cause it's gonna how you ride, how you live, what the fuck you do, and who the fuck know you. That's when they love your ass. I'm gonna tell you like it is. They'll tell them I ain't talking shit because it is what it is. But I live that way. I ride that way. I play that way. I have the money to be that way. I've got business to make me be that way. That's what the motherfuckers will come and play with me. Okay, that's what. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and listen to you. That's what I do. I'm gonna just say it like this. It is what it is. Ain't no bullshit about it. Because see, one thing about it, it comes down to one thing about our lives. You know, like I said, I'm 73. I ain't in no motherfucking nursing home. I told the motherfuckers I'll never be there. I will ride good, look good, and keep on traveling the world because God blessed me to do it. And I want to share my shit because I'm tired of all the shit I got. I need somebody to run that shit because I'm tired of it. I can't find people, man, because motherfuckers, everybody talk shit about it and that. But I got some assets. I need people to handle that shit for me. I ain't got time. I'm an old motherfucker. I need to be somewhere chilling. I really do. I'm just down there, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I just want people to know. Yeah, go ahead, Dale.
Check this out. There's another thing that they don't want to happen. They don't want us connecting with the young generation. They want us to stay fucking separated. They don't want Nick getting knowledge from you, OG. Because if he gets that knowledge, he will push away all that BS. And from a scriptural standpoint, you know, Lynn can chime in on this. Because guess what? What they say? What does a man gain if he got all the materialistic values of the world, but he lost his soul? Mm-hmm. What does he get? He got damnation. And the worst thing is he brings damnation to his children and his children's children. You know what a wise person told me? He said the worst thing can ever happen, not you going to hell, but if you in hell and your son meets you in hell. Mm-hmm. Real talk. Yep. Lynn, talk to us, brother, because you the preacher. Talk to us.
I gotta pray for this whole session. No, Jesus.
I knew this was gonna be lit. Because here's the common factor. We're all free, so we can speak our minds freely.
Yeah. I mean, it boils down, if a man don't work, a man don't eat. You know, a man is supposed to be the head of the household. Like, that's how it's designed. And, you know, a woman is supposed to be serving it to her husband. You know, but also say, you know, a man who finds a wife finds him a good thing. You got to make a difference between a chick and a wife. It's two different things. It's two different things. Okay? So, you know, they say a wife is a helpmate. Helpmate. So, you know, Real Ron brought it to it. He put it in another perspective, but when it
That's what his guest. That's what his guest. He bringing some more OGs.
Yeah. He put it in another perspective. The perspective is, if you're not bringing anything to my table, why you at my table? Why you sitting at my table? Don't sit at my table if you can't bring anything to my table. And you have to be like that. Because unfortunately, what's happening these days in relationships, oh man, it's all crazy. So he just put some other words on it, but everything he said is true. If you are the king of the castle, if you are handling things that you're supposed to, they're gonna be right there. It's not gonna be. You don't have options, okay? You don't have options, and you get to pick and choose what option you want to do. And if you know, I tell people when I was dating my wife, like, yo, she can tell you, yo, I was interviewing. It was like playing football, yo. I was trying to figure. I needed a starting quarterback, so I ran through a bunch of them just to make sure I had my number one draft pick. I need a starter, yo. That's just what it is. So I had all these wannabes who said they were capable of being a starter, coming to find out they wasn't. So she lasted through all the rest of them, and she brought something to the table, and that's why she's here. And that's why she gets cars for Mother's Day. Not cards, like driving cars. She gets real estate deeds for Christmas.
Damn. Hey, Lynn, tell us the story real quick, and then we're gonna go to break, and then we're gonna introduce OG's guests. Tell us the story how your wife actually loaned you the money to get involved in your first deal, man. And the reason why I want you to tell us the story, because we got these black women out there who have been, bamboozled that, I get all these degrees, I get power, and I don't need a freaking man, and I damn sure don't need a black man, because every time I turn on the freaking television, there's a black woman with a white man, a Latino man, and what you don't understand is they are teaching you to make you think that you one day gonna get this Prince in white shining armor, and that's gonna eliminate the fucking black society altogether. And you buying into that, you are a damn fool. So Tell us about the real powerful black woman and how you were blessed. And then after that, we're gonna come back and we're gonna get to know this new guest with Ron Rich, the OG. Tell us that story and why that's really, because at the end of the day, here's what you don't realize, women. And when you plug into our show, Bet on Black, the women, the family, the legacy, you're going to hear strong sisters who are successful in corporate America, real estate, business, who are strong together completers of the real black man. Talk to us, Lynn, and then we're going to come to break, and we're going to come back and introduce our guests.
Yeah, man. So, and I was in that training camp phase that I was just talking about, when everybody was competing to be the starter. I went to a seminar, and it was a Wes Whitney seminar. So I'm giving my age. I don't care. You can do the research yourself. And it was getting into the real estate game, and it was a great seminar and all the other stuff. I came up, didn't know anything about credit, so they weren't accepting checks or any of that stuff like that. They was accepting credit cards, and I didn't have it. Like, I knew really nothing of credit. I knew nothing about that. I was never taught that. So I wanted, but I couldn't. I physically just couldn't get it. And I didn't bring the amount of money with me to pay for it in cash. So I was just like, that's rough. And she saw the look on my face. Now, mind you, I'm not in college, but she's in college. So she went with me. She's like, all right, well, if you want it bad enough, I'll get it. Hold on. What you talking about? If I want it bad enough, you gonna pay for it, so I can get it. She said, yeah, I'll pay for him, and you're my man. I love you, whatever. If you want it, and I see the benefit of it, so I get it. It was like $1,800.
All right, hold up. First thing I want to do, I want to give praise and honor to your beloved wife that was your girlfriend at the time to invest in you without trying to compete with you. So, man, hats off to your wife. And that's amazing because we need to see more of that in our community. But back to you, bro.
Yeah. So she went ahead and she's like, I got this card for college, and I got all my books and everything, and I'm working 2 jobs in college, and all right, well, I got this on here. I can just swipe it. She paid for it. So exactly what Ron said. If you show the initiative, if you show that you are committed to something, they will back you. They're not going to back no sucker. They will back a determined man. So she went ahead and she swiped it. This is the card. And this was over 20 years ago. Okay? So once she did that, she went to every class with me. She took notes. On my first real estate deal, I made sure she got paid. So not only did I pay her back in full, I gave that youngin $3,000 cash and bought her a new vehicle. She's never had a car. I taught her how to parallel park. I took her to the DMV to get her license. So that was my aha moment. She the one. I already, knew from that confirmation right there because she invested in me and I turned around and did something. Now, out of her little investing in me.
Damn! Wait a minute. Are those real credit cards?
Yeah. Credit card. Yeah. Lines of credit card.
Wait. Those are business lines of credit cards.
When people hold cash up to their ears and they take pictures with it, my arms are not big enough to hold the cash. Okay? If we all get together and we put our arms together, we still won't be big enough to hold the cash to my ear.
Yeah. Yeah. Get him.
Hey. Oh.
We go drink called My FICO. Hope you can see that. My FICO. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull up my credit score as we're on here. Just and I don't know if I can get it, but that's
okay. All right, Grasshopper. All right, Grasshopper. Yeah. I see you.
Yeah. My FICO, which is the middle score, is 825.
Oh. Hey. Man, you getting too close to me, bro.
So I'm just saying, from nothing, this is what a helpmate brings to the table.
Yeah. Yes.
From nothing to she don't pay no bills. She invested in me that turned me into this.
Man, on that note, you watching Bet on Black, the men, the women, the family, the legacy. We're going to come right back after these commercials and we're going to meet our new guests from the OG. All right, welcome back to Bet on Black, the men, the family, the legacy. And now we're going to introduce the OG, Ron Rich guest, another OG who's free. Ron, take it away, OG.
Okay. You know what, gentlemen, like I said tonight, it's been beautiful dealing with young men who are entrepreneurs. Let's go on to another level. Ron, Lance, it's been a pleasure listening to you guys' story and the success you've had in the corporate game like Ron has. And Ron, I spent some time there too. But you know us for a long time, 22 years. But I'm just loving the fact that you made up your mind that you're going to come out here and do your thing with your family. That's a beautiful thing. But not so much with me, gentlemen, but this is Mr. Gary Smith, one of the biggest commercial real estate gentlemen, as far as black people in the country, has done deals here in America and other parts of the world. And I'm just so glad that he came through tonight because, like Dale said, we need black men. I mean, we're in our 70s, okay? And so it's a beautiful thing because we was in that corporate game early because of the ability that we had to really come in and beat white boys at the game. Not the fact that I don't hate nobody and I love everybody, but I grew up around them. I learned how to deal with them from elementary school through high school, college, and things of that nature. But being in the corporate world and go out there and do some things, because you know, Dale, I showed you the letter I had from my chairman of our board that wrote to me when I decided to leave early. That I did a great job for him for the 22 years I was in the corporate game with General Mills. And I started around, I was with Kraft, like he said, and I love the fact that Ron and you guys have had that experience in that corporate game, man, because we need that too to know that we can show up against white boys and perform just like they do.
Absolutely.
But enough for me and what I've done. Gary, kind of give them a little background what's going on in that commercial game, man.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, gentlemen. First of all, peace and blessings to all of you guys, man. It's just a pleasure to see young black men on the forums just, chopping it up, man, about positivity. Looks like you're on a passion for closing this financial literacy gap. Before I get into all that, let me just give you a little DMB about myself. I'm born and raised in Washington, D.C., actually. Broken home and all that good stuff, so I didn't have all the little trappings. I don't want to have to even go that far back because it really doesn't matter where you're from, it's where you're going that really makes a difference in lives, So what you've been through and all that kind of stuff, I don't really want to hear about that. My story, I'm sure either one of you gentlemen could tell another story just as jerking his mind. So we're going to skip all that. My Dun and Bradstreet comes by way of that. When I came to Detroit in 1973, I didn't know anybody other than my sister and stuff. So and I got my education. I got a PhD. I got a physical high school diploma from the Street School of Hard Knocks. I went to Street Corner University, so I understood how to deal with people. You understand what I'm saying? And so from there, what happened is that I created an MBA, a masterclass bank account. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm just keep it real, man. I'll not nobody been to college. I'll not nobody been to college. You do what you do. You understand what I'm saying? But here it is, man. I read a book called two books in my life that really changed my life. One was Think and Grow Rich. Man, that book right there changed my whole paradigm. I read that book in a weekend. The other book that I read was Question and Answers about investing in real estate. Now, we're going back 1975. Probably none of y'all was born there, but that's okay. Because I'm here, like I've just left a podcast. Like I tell people, hey, look here. I am the person that you want to talk to because I done read the books. You name it, from Think and Grow Rich to Why Should White Boys Have All the Fun to How to Make Friends and Influence People to Question Real Estate. Name the book. Chances are I've read that bad boy. I've been to the webinars, seminars, and all those things and done deals. So, I can save you a lot of that stuff. I started out in residential back in 75. The only job, I've had one job in my adult life, one. And I was assistant manager for the Secretary of State here in Michigan. And I worked that job. I was on that job about, I think it was a year, 6 months, maybe 10 days. And then after I read that book, Think and Grow Rich, I quit my job. My family thought I had gone back on drugs and stuff. By the way, I used to shoot dope. I don't do that no more. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. I put the needle down, say, you know what, hell with that shit. Let me go get paid. Because either you're a hustler or a customer. And I can't be no customer and make money. So I learned early on, it's better to be a hustler than a customer. So, Lord to I don't have no felonies. I don't have no baby mama's drama, none of that. So, commercial real estate helped me get beyond all that. So long story short, 'cause I know this is not my show, this is your show. Real quick, and as I wrap this up, got into residential real estate, learned, and I didn't have a car at the time. I would catch the bus. I learned the city of Detroit, catch the bus, go to the place. I was a listing fanatic. Because I found out a long time ago that the person that's in control controls the deal. So I've never been a buyer's agent. I've always been working for the seller. That's who pays the commission. So all I did was got listings. Since I didn't have a car at the time, all the other brokers going out bringing buyers. So I'm making money without a car. So then I finally went on and got me a Seville after a while, but my point is that being on that phone. So I took those same principles. When they messed around and made a mistake and let me in the door, Marcus and Millichap. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. Marcus and Millichap, one of the biggest investment sales, commercial real estate companies in the country. Forget JLL, CBRE, Jones LaSalle, all the rest of them. Okay, now there's some good ones out there. But I spent 5 years, 4 years, 11 months, and 6 days, whatever the hell was, getting that information. I worked with some of the most wealthiest, and this ain't racial. It's a rigged game. And the book that Reginald Lewis wrote, Why Should White Boys Have All the Fun, just opened my mind to bigger. You got to think big. And so I got tired of them houses and stuff. I mean, it's good money, but hell, it's relative compared to great money. And I'm working with, there it is, my man, he got it. That's the Bible of business. That's the Bible of thinking, man. That brother was brilliant. He was brilliant.
Man, that again, that changed my life when I read that book.
Yes, I'm telling you, man, if you haven't read it, read that one before you read Think and Grow Rich. Hell, I read that one. But here's my point. Commercial real estate is run and controlled by old rich white men. And from a broker's perspective, you see a lot of black people in it. They chief of diversity and all that soft shit. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, but that ain't where the money is. Because here's the deal. If you on this side of the equation, I call this side, this called right here, ordinary income. You know what ordinary income is? For ordinary people. What that means is, that means you get wages, you get tips, you get bonuses and commissions and shit. That's for them. Because you know what? They get taxed a whole lot differently than I do. I'm on this side over here. We call dividends, rent, and interest. That's called capital gains. Listen up. In commercial real estate, it gives you that opportunity because what they tell us is that commercial real estate is only available to the accredited investor. What the hell is an accredited investor? I tell you. The U.S. tax code says that an accredited investor is an individual that makes $200,000 a year and has the highest propensity you're probably going to make that $200,000 next year and take out their house and their net worth is $1 million. Well, hell, who the hell left? Shit, if they the only people that can see this shit, what about me? Fuck that. So I drew a bigger circle and I included me in it. That's all. So hell, so I wasn't gonna be the spook by the door. I'm gonna be the spook to remove the damn door. And I can't wait to tell every black man, woman, or child about commercial real estate, how to play the game and don't get played by the game. Okay? And so we get intimidated, about commercial real estate. As black people, our only exposure is taking. Instead of having 20 single-family houses, we group all them up.
This is a good show. Be real. Stay real. This is a good show.
Okay.
Only the preacher. Only the preacher. Okay.
I'm just trying to be professional, respectful. All right. You said I can bring it down. Let me bring it down. You got all these motherfuckers in one house. Okay, under one roof. All you did is move 20 individual headaches into one building. You still got 20 headaches.
Yes.
It's still the same damn thing. I don't understand why people get it twisted. Oh, I want to sell these houses so I can go get me an apartment building. Oh, that's just like buying a damn McDonald's or a Burger King. Shit, all you done is just quit your job and went and bought a damn job. Hell, you still got to pay property tax. You still got to deal with the property manager. You still got to deal with that bitch in room 202 that got smoking crack, got a motherfucker up in there that you wasn't on the lease. You still got to deal with the garbage disposal. You got to deal with all that shit that you had to do with the houses. That is not passive. He'll tell you. I lived in Hawaii. How long? 8 months. 8 months. I went on a one-way damn trip. Now, I ain't telling that to brag. I'm saying about this. This is what commercial real estate will do for you. Yeah. I'm in a unique sector of commercial real estate that offers some very unusual opportunities, y'all. And this is something that you don't know. You just that you wasn't exposed to it before tonight, possibly. The type of real estate and commercial real estate I do, the income is predictable, it's profitable, and it's dependable. I'm talking about income, not if-come. Okay? I ain't talking about if mother get paid, if they check come in, if Pookie don't die, if Trump get killed, if they corona, fuck corona. I get paid every motherfucking month, regardless. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I sleep well now. You know what I talk about? Swan money. Sleep well at night, damn it. Okay? SWAN. Okay? That's what we talking about. Now,
man,
I'm not so unusual that anybody else can't do this too, and that's what I'm about. Teaching people others how to do the same damn thing. I'm gonna shut up because I'm having fun. My man invited me to come through.
We got questions.
We true to it.
We got questions.
I'm come off, get off really, let you guys get. You know what? I'm so good that Gary showed up because, I have friends who have looked at life from the time that they said. Sometimes, like Gary said, you don't need that bachelor degree, that MBA, whatever. But, I'm saying people that do, but, I went to school, whatever. But I still like being with real men. We can talk about our boy, other motherfuckers who dropped out from Gates to whoever that didn't go to school. But the thing is, we have a lot of real brothers, man, that went out there and really educated themselves and showed us all that no matter where you come from, if you believe in yourself and your game, you can be the best at it. And I'm from there, Dell. That's why I really appreciate you, brother. And tonight I met Ron. Tonight I met Lenny. And you guys, man, you young men, I'm so proud of you, man, that you're stepping out of that corporate game and doing your own thing. Because I went through the same route. But like I said, I deal with everybody because we have so much black talent. Like we the 70-year-old guys, but you know what? We've seen a lot of things in our lifetime. They're all over the country, all over the world. I've traveled and met so many black men and women, man, that's got it going on. You guys just keep it up because I don't know how long, but still, I love the fact that what we're doing.
I'm saying one last thing. I'm getting back up. Look here. If you get up every morning and you drive to work, and the only decision you make when you get there is where you're going to park your car, it's time to make some other decisions. Yeah. That's all. If you're in a position, and the only decision you make when you pull up in that morning at that job is that where I'm going to park today. Okay, then you go in. All the other decisions is made for you. Now it's time for you to start thinking, okay, well, wait a minute. How much longer am I going to do this? Because every one of y'all, all of us, we got some ideas, we have some ideas about either making money and money shouldn't be the major goal. But hell, business is just a game, but money is how you keep the score now, so we don't ever lose track of that. But at the same time, man, you got to have something that you're passionate about, because if your why is strong enough, hell, the how won't matter. That's why I always say you're either a hustler or a customer, because a hustler's mentality is this. Oh, PIMP, put it in my pocket, bitches, because that's pimping. That's what we do. I ain't playing. Put it in my pocket. That's what a pimping is. But it ain't about pimping no hoe, no sister, nothing like that. It's pimping ideas.
Yes, it is.
But you got to have a hustler's mentality to make that idea pop. Either this motherfucker going to make me some money, I'm going to stop thinking about it. But if I can't sleep at night, I can't, every time I get in the car, I'm thinking about it. I don't want, oh man, I'm on that. I'm on that, man. I'm on that until it pay me. And you going to pay me, and well. Because I'm high maintenance.
Gary, Gary, thank you for coming on the show. So I know we all got questions.
What's that? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
We got questions. So I dabbled in commercial real estate back in the early mid 2000s. I learned about cap rates. I learned about classes A, B, C, and D. But tell me, what is that permanent income that ain't the if that's guaranteed every month? What is that? So I can understand that because I'm excited.
Okay. I'm going to break it real simple. You ever heard of Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Auto Advance, Auto Parts, Hardee's, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A? You heard of all them?
I got it.
You got those? All right, this is what I'm talking about. Every last one of these are publicly traded companies. Now, hear me out. I'm only going to take maybe about 7 minutes. Hopefully, I can do it in 2.
Hey, the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, again, I try to be able to condense stuff because, I'm talking about something I'm very passionate about, real estate. And, man, I'm looking around like I'm at my office now because I got journals and shit full of notes and stuff I take. But let me get you a question. All of those companies, all of us are familiar with. They're in our community sucking up our dollars every freaking day. Every one of us has been to one of them companies, nationally, publicly traded companies. So if we were astute enough or interested enough, we would pull up their annual reports, their 10K forms. Where did I get that from? Reading Reginald Lewis's book. He loved reading annual reports, income statements, and balance sheets. I understand that shit like the back of my hand, which has made me a better stock investor. I'll come back to that. So real estate, those companies that I just mentioned are all what we call investment grade companies. What does that mean? They're on the Fortune 500. You can pull them up. Any lender can pull them. Matter of fact, when we buy real estate, they ain't looking at us with no damn credit score. What the fuck? I can't pay no $1 million on no building with $83,000 a year. What the fuck? My credit score could be 9,000. Who gives a fuck? I ain't got that kind of money to be paying no damn note. So why the hell you looking at me? Shit, right. Burger King got more fucking money than I got. Dollar General and all them bitches. All you gotta do is look it up. That's what lenders do. So when you're in residential, you gotta sign shit. You gotta say, what's your big mama's name? What's your blood type? What's your credit? Who gives a fuck? All I want to do is make money, bitch. I ain't trying to. Who stays in a damn house 30 damn years anyway? It's stupid. So it's called recourse. And commercial real estate has got non-recourse. You know why? Because the lenders don't give a fuck about me either. They want to know, hey man, if Dollar General signed, they gonna be there for 10 years? Yes. Where can I find Dollar General? Oh, they right there in Tennessee. Shit, it's easy to find. Go Google them. You got their number, you got their bank account, you got their damn annual report, their 10K form. Anytime they sneeze, fart, or poop, the SEC know about it. So what does the lender underwrite? They underwrite the tenant, not the investor. Right. So in this game over here in commercial real estate, see, we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled thinking that, oh, I got to have $1,000 credit card. Who gives a fuck? Other than some motherfucker that's trying to sell a house. A house is not an investment to begin with. Most people think, oh, man, I invested in my house. And you don't own that motherfucker. I tell you what, just paying the taxes. See who owns that bitch. Okay? I was just telling them earlier today about that. So that's not it. So, to your point, these tenants, they sign long-term leases. Most of them minimum 15 years or longer. So, when I said dependable, they gonna pay whether they stay there or not. If they close, shit happen. They picked the wrong corner. I ain't got to pick the corner for them. Every last one of those companies have their own real estate department. They much smarter and brighter than all of us. They know where they want to put the store. They know where they want to put the drugstore. They know how many rooftops there. They know how many motherfuckers make, how much people make. They even know how many niggas there and white folks and Japs and all that other kind of shit. So they know what to put in the damn store when they build it. I don't have to look for any of that.
The market value of it.
I don't have to know none of that. Fuck a cap rate. You buying a cap rate, that's pay it all. It's two types of cap rates. There's a leveraged cap rate and an unleveraged cap rate. You don't want either one of them. What's the most important thing when you buy commercial real estate? Money. The fucking money turn. How soon I get my money back? Hey, this a street game. Ain't shit changed. We act all brand new. What the fuck, motherfucker? You got a sack and you going out, you chop that motherfucker up into 20 little pouches. What the fuck you trying to do? You trying to earn more than what you paid for the sack, right?
Yes.
All right, then. Hell, it's the same damn game.
Well, gentlemen, tonight. You know what? It's been beautiful meeting you, Ron, tonight. Lenny, it's been great.
You as well, Ron.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune out because
All right.
these old men like us.
Man, I understand, OG. Hey, before you go, OG Ron, can we just get one more question answered? How do we get in touch with Gary?
You know what? I mean,
Next time I'm in town.
Gonna let you know.
Go to the website, swanmoney.com. It's real easy. Swanmoney.com. That's all it's about the Benjamins, damn it. Swanmoney.com. Real serious here. You go to that website, sign up, email me, whatever. You get in touch with me, ask questions, whatever. Hey, man, I'm here to educate, man. So if there's anything I can help any of y'all do with and building your dream, building your business, I'm all for it. All right. Swanmoney.com. Easy to remember. Sleep well at night. Money.
Okay.
Thank you, bro. That is good stuff.
All right, gentlemen.
OG Ron, Gary, thank you for coming on.
Yes,
And we appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you when I come to Detroit in June. Thanks a lot, brothers.
Please do. God bless y'all. Peace.
All right,
Appreciate you, OG.
Much respect.
all right now.